We have Donald Trump Jr., who was in court again this morning. There he is. You hear the protesters chanting, crime family, and that is basically what these people are, a crime family, a very dumb crime family, the Gambozos, if you will, and...
What if a late-night joke?
Asterisk Jimmy Kimmel didn't just roast Trump, he shattered his ego on Live TV and dragged Donald Trump Jr. along for the most humiliating ride of his life. One viral remix turned both father and son into a laughingstock across the country. Asterisk Jr.'s desperate attempts to defend his dad only made things worse. Think toddler tantrum meets failed podcast host energy. Asterisk from courtroom chaos to cartoon-level meltdowns. This wasn't comedy, it was character assassination. Asterisk, and then came the final blow so savage, so personal it might just end the Trump name for good. Asterisk Don Jr. was so embarrassed.
Don Jr., he's so embarrassing. He's on the stand, he's testifying in this $250 million fraud trial, and he has to compliment. He said his father is an artist with real estate. Yeah, he's an artist. He's Vincent Van Gogh to jail with real estate. Is what he is. He also boasted that his dad is the father of hotel gyms. He said maybe someone put a gym in a building somewhere, but no one did it at the scale of my father. He's saying that his father, the father of the hotel gym, is a guy who's never stepped inside one.
Asterisk DJTJ, of course, denies any and all wrongdoing. Instead, he's going with the hour. Accountants did it defense. Asterisk Jimmy didn't just tell a joke, he detonated a grenade. As Trump Jr. tried justifying fraudulent valuations by trusting the experts, Kimmel flipped that logic inside out. Asterisk so. Should patients sue doctors when things go wrong? He asked mockingly. Asterisk the absurdity was the real. Suddenly, Trump Jr.'s entire defense collapsed into parody. Asterisk, and then came the bomb. Jimmy dropped a remix of the Village People's Macho Man rewritten as Taco Man. Asterisk what happened next was pure political carnage. Asterisk the parody wasn't just funny, it was weaponized satire. Viewers laughed. Trump did in single quotes. Asterisk what made it worse? The internet loved it. Within hours, Taco Man was trending, choreographed, and blasted across every screen like a disco bullet. Asterisk it wasn't just a joke, it was a cultural reset. Asterisk in Trump's breakdown had only just begun. Asterisk I'm not supposed to rely on a Big Five accounting firm, one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. Don Jr. complained, I can pay them millions of dollars. I rely on them to do accounting, but I'm supposed to know more than them. Asterisk by that logic, insurance companies should start suing patients for listening to their doctors. Right. Asterisk am I supposed to know more? He whined.
I'm a business guy who had his elbows soldered together, and now I move my arms like a Muppet all the time.
Asterisk Trump's empire didn't crumble in court, it crumbled on TikTok. Asterisk the Taco Man remix spun out of control. From remix videos to AI-generated roosters and MAGA hats, the meme turned into a movement. Asterisk, but it wasn't just Twitter trolls fueling the fire. Wall Street insiders whispered a nickname that made it all worse. Taco Trump always chickens out. A jab at his cowardice. The acronym spread like wildfire. Asterisk, then came the real explosion. Asterisk during a press event. A reporter dared to ask Trump about his new title. Instead of brushing it off, he erupted, calling it a nasty question. Asterisk that moment was captured, immortalized, and replayed endlessly. For a man obsessed with image, this was a death sentence by ridicule. Asterisk Trump wanted silence. He got a disco anthem and a nation laughing at him. Asterisk what have they been asking the kids, and how do they fit into all this? Asterisk they don't. Asterisk the questions were simple. Prosecutors would ask the kids, did you give value to somebody? Did you do something? And they all said, resoundingly, no. Asterisk these kids did nothing wrong. They shouldn't be in this case. Ivanka's already out. The boys shouldn't be in it either. Asterisk that's right, they're just boys. Just kids. Eric has a book report due this weekend. They're both still wearing pull-ups. Asterisk they're on trial. I mean, come on. Asterisk Don and Don Jr. even had a father and son event this weekend. They went to the UFC fight at Madison Square Garden. Asterisk there they are, Trump being cheered on, with Dana White beside him, Tucker Carlson in the back, and Kid Rock in tow. Asterisk and of course so yeah, there's the little fist bump. Asterisk Don Jr. was thrilled to be part of the group. He posted a picture of him and Tuck cackling in their blue checkered shirts. A couple of banana Republicans, right there, asterisk, asterisk, but what triggered him even more? AI. Asterisk, the digital age had no mercy, asterisk, within 24 hours, Trump's image had been rebranded by artificial intelligence, full chicken armor, lettuce wraps, and deep fake voiceovers painting him as a fast food dictator. Asterisk, Taco Man wasn't a meme anymore, it was a revolution, asterisk, and while Trump scrolled through rage tweets, the real gut punch landed. A Rolling Stone report revealed his White House had made not one, but two phone calls to Disney, demanding they rein in Jimmy Kimmel. Asterisk, that's right, while he had nuclear codes, Trump was trying to cancel late-night jokes. Asterisk, the President of the United States literally told his staff, call Mickey.
A busy time for Mike Lindell, no doubt, but even busier for our embattled former president, who I guess in an attempt to mend the wall between himself and the Latino community, sat down on his balls for an interview with Univision, where he was taken to task on a number of subjects by one of the toughest journalists in any language. You see where this is going? Oh, let's find out.
Asterisk, but Jimmy didn't back down. In fact, he doubled down, and the timing couldn't have been more brutal. Asterisk, a busy time for Mike Lindell, no doubt, but even busier for our embattled former president who, I guess in an attempt to mend the wall between himself and the Latino community, sat down on his balls for an interview with Univision, where he was taken to task on a number of subjects by one of the toughest journalists in any language. Asterisk, do you see where this is going? Oh, let's find out. Asterisk, buenas and welcome to the interview of Donald Trump. Asterisk, Mr. Trump. First question, storm me down. You say you have a chalupa that is very small. For dad. Asterisk, Trump. I do. Asterisk, journalist. Me too. It's okay. Asterisk, next question. What would happen if you stopped eating at McDonald's? Asterisk, Trump. They would be out of business. Asterisk, journalist. They'd be out because you eat so much. Asterisk, Trump. I do. Asterisk, journalist. Me too. Asterisk, next question. What about Melania? How would you describe your marriage? Asterisk, Trump. It's a hoax. Asterisk, journalist. Yeah, that seems right. I have to say you look very orange today, sir. Some people say you look like an Oompa Loompa. What do you think of the Oompa Loompas? Asterisk, Trump. They're energetic people. They have more energy. They're very smart. They're incredible people. They're passionate people. You know, it's always tough to generalize about people, but you can. Some people would say, oh, that's not good. It's not politically correct. You're probably right. It's time to stop being so pissy about Oompa Loompas. Asterisk, journalist. Great point. Sir, oh, I have another question. Can you tell me who's this? Asterisk, Trump. That's Silence of the Lambs. That's Hannibal Lecter. Asterisk, journalist. Do you know him? Asterisk, Trump. He's a friend of mine. He's a tremendous man. He's been very loyal to me. I've been very loyal to him. Asterisk, journalist. Next question, who are these guys? Asterisk, Trump. These are people who are very, very disturbed. Very, very mentally. Yes. They seem very bad and very ugly too. Asterisk, journalist. Anyway, thank you for inviting me to your very weird house. Before I go, I have a surprise. It is my honor to announce you have been named Mexico's 2023 Pendejo of the Year. Asterisk, you look great, sir. Like a real Pendejo. Asterisk, Trump. Thank you. Asterisk, journalist. You're welcome. Asterisk, that was my exclusivo interview with Elpo, Donald Trump. Back to you in the studio, Tony. Asterisk, asterisk, and here's the thing, just when Trump thought he could kill the joke killed the image. Asterisk, Jimmy Kimmel didn't just survive Trump's outrage, he turned it into a front-page headline. President Karen demands to speak to my manager, he joked. And America couldn't stop laughing. Asterisk, here was a man who once weaponized the DOJ, now whining to Disney like a Yelp reviewer. It was political theater at its most embarrassing. But beneath the punchlines was,
how weak and pathetic is a guy like that? The Tonight Show, which is dying. They're all dying. Where's Johnny Carson? Bring back Johnny. It made you appreciate, right, Uncle Sam? It made you appreciate the greatness of Johnny Carson. I go on a show, and he goes, is that your real hair? I said, yeah. He said, do you mind if I mess it up? So he grabs it, and he starts really going crazy, right? And everybody laughed, and it was a big thing, and it was a big hit. It was all over the place, and he got great ratings and all. And 6 months later, he went out because he was under pressure to apologize because he humanized Donald Trump. Do you remember? And he stood up and he said, I'd like to apologize. 6 months ago, or whatever it was, I messed up Donald Trump's hair and it humanized him and he became president. And I would like to apologize. How weak and pathetic is a guy like that? And his show died, but the other two shows are dying.
Pressure to apologize because he humanized Donald Trump. Do you remember? And he stood up and said, "I'd like to apologize. 6 months ago, or whatever it was, I messed up Donald Trump's hair and it humanized him. And he became president, and I would like to apologize." Asterisk, how weak and pathetic is a guy like that? And his show died, but the other two shows are dying too. Asterisk, as Jimmy's jokes burned through MAGA morale. Trump's fury started leaking into national policy while he fumed over Taco Man. The Supreme Court reignited a national firestorm. Asterisk, conservative justices question whether AR-15 bans are even constitutional, essentially opening the door to more gun chaos. Justice Thomas warned against waiting too long to legalize America's most popular assault rifle. Asterisk, and as that political bombshell dropped, Trump stayed focused on his beef with a late-night host. Asterisk, while real-world rulings endangered lives, he was stuck rage posting about being bullied. Asterisk, think about that. A former president once trusted with the nuclear codes now triggered by parodies and puppets. Asterisk, and the scarier question looms, if a nickname like Taco can spiral him into a meltdown, what happens when world leaders challenge him? Asterisk, we've already seen it and it never ends well. Asterisk, President Trump flew to Rome to pay his respects and also to see if he could get a deal on the Pope-mobile to drive around his golf course. Asterisk, for whatever reason, even though the Vatican dress code specifically recommended a dark suit for the service, Trump showed up in his bluest blue suit. Something from the Cedric the Entertainer funeral collection. Asterisk, you may remember that Fox News had a collective aneurysm when President Obama wore a tan suit to a press briefing. Man, oh man, if Obama had worn a blue suit to the Pope's funeral, Sean Hannity's head would have exploded inside Trump's ass. Asterisk, the fact that Trump was the only person not wearing a dark suit did not go unnoticed. Asterisk, so the White House press secretary pushed back, saying, "The president looked great and presidential alongside our stunning first lady, who was, as usual, dressed perfectly for the occasion." Asterisk, and she's right about Melania. I don't know about stunning, but she definitely looked stunned. Show them together because this is the happiest I've ever seen these two. It's like they're on their second honeymoon or something. Asterisk, meanwhile, another battlefield lit up, global trade. Asterisk, while Trump clowned around with retaliatory tweets, he quietly doubled tariffs on aluminum and steel. Asterisk, the result, American manufacturers scrambled, prices surged, and factories turned to China. Yes, China. Toyota, Nissan, Volkswagen giants that Trump swore to keep in the U.S. instead expanded production in Beijing. They're building cars for every country except one, and you can guess which one. Asterisk, in other words, the America First president accidentally created the most America Last supply chain of the decade. Asterisk, and the kicker, these moves weren't strategic. Asterisk, they were emotional. He wasn't focused on economics. He was raging over memes. While TikTok danced to Taco Man and Twitter laughed about President Karen, the global market quietly left America behind. One man's ego turned into a geopolitical liability, and now we're all paying the price. Asterisk, fence on this one. He's claiming that paying women to be quiet is not a crime. He claims it's basically a parking ticket. There's not a crime. We're here for something that is not a crime, literally. Legal experts, legal scholars said they don't understand it. There's no crime, and there was no crime here at all. Virtually every legal scholar says they don't understand it. There's no crime, even if he was guilty of something. There's no crime. Even if he was guilty of a crime, for instance, there's no crime, Your Honor. If there's anything I'm guilty of, it's loving too much. Asterisk, and then tomorrow in New York, the judge is expected to rule in the $370 million civil fraud case against Trump. Let me tell you something, if he has to pay $370 million, we're about to see an explosion unlike anything we've ever witnessed before. I would love to be a fly dodging ketchup bottles on the wall for that moment. I really would. Asterisk, the chaos didn't stop at trade and court sit infected the public's trust. Trump's obsession with controlling narratives became more obvious than ever. Rolling Stone confirmed that when Jimmy's jokes got too sharp, Trump didn't fight back with facts. He picked up the phone and called for censorship. Twice. These weren't just passive-aggressive tweets. These were coordinated calls from the White House demanding Disney silence its comedian. Think about that. A sitting president abusing his power to muzzle satire. And it worked temporarily until Jimmy turned it into ammunition. Asterisk, usually when Trump wants someone to stop talking about him, Jimmy said he pays them $130,000. He wanted me to do it for free. Asterisk with that one line, Jimmy dismantled Trump's image, mocked his scandals, and reminded America who really gets silence when power is abused. And then the president either went deep in prayer or deep asleep, I don't know. Asterisk meanwhile, former President Joe Biden was there too, chatting people up like a greeter at Walmart. He was all over everything. Trump and Biden did not cross paths at the funeral. Trump did not give Biden a ride on Air Force One, as is tradition when presidents attend the same event. They often travel together, not these two. Biden was like, you know what, I'll get on a Spirit Airlines over there. Asterisk, and this is interesting, Biden wore his trademark aviator sunglasses to the service. But it got me thinking, I've never seen Donald Trump wear sunglasses. It was a very sunny day. Lots of people had sunglasses on, not Trump. In fact, if you Google Trump wearing sunglasses, you get thousands of pictures of him not wearing sunglasses. The only pictures of him wearing anything even like them are from the solar eclipse, the glasses he famously took off so he could stare directly into the sun. Asterisk weird though, right? I mean, he golfs a lot, he's outside a lot. I wonder why he doesn't wear sunglasses. Is it because it's Biden's thing? Or did he wear them once as a kid and his dad said, you look stupid? Like he says to his sons Eric and Don Jr.? I don't know the answer. It's the only thing I don't know about this person. I think he'd look good in sunglasses. Get him a pair like Elton John's, maybe it'll turn everything around. Asterisk shortly before the funeral, Trump took a moment to meet with President Zelensky of Ukraine. They had a private meeting in the least private spot imaginable. Which reminds me, I don't know if you remember, a very similar meeting took place long ago. In a galaxy far, far away. This was the first time Zelensky and Jabba the Pizza Hut have met since the setup in the Oval Office back in February. This time they both violated the dress code. The irony couldn't be thicker. Asterisk Trump tried to erase the joke but ended up spotlighting it, while he screamed about ratings and called Kimmel not talented. Millions tuned in just to watch the latest roast, and every Trump outburst added fuel to the fire. One tweet, one meltdown, one new nickname. The louder Trump cried foul, the harder the internet laughed. He became the punchline of his own presidency. Asterisk, and if that doesn't terrify you, it should. Because behind every laugh was a warning. This man can't take a joke, let alone a challenge. And when mocked, he doesn't just get mad, he gets dangerous. When you give someone like that unchecked power, the comedy ends fast. What starts as satire ends in subpoenas. What begins as laughter often concludes in courtrooms and chaos. Asterisk, here's where it gets bone-chilling. Trump's inability to handle satire doesn't just embarrass him. It exposes a deep rot in how he views power. To him, jokes are betrayal. Criticism is sabotage. Parody is treason. And if he can't cancel you through influence, he'll try intimidation. Jimmy Kimmel didn't just get under Trump's skin, he moved in and built a summer home. Asterisk, but imagine if Jimmy wasn't famous. Imagine it was a journalist, a teacher, a protester. Would the phone calls stop at Disney or would they escalate? We already saw what happened on January 6th. Asterisk, the truth is, this script isn't about jokes. It's about how fragile democracy becomes when its leaders treat dissent as attack. And that's not just pathetic, that's a crisis in motion. Asterisk, Trump was in Charleston, South Carolina last night, where he took some time to boast about his golf game and complain about chubby photos. Did you see the picture of me, the horrible picture with the stomach out to here? That was. So what I do is, I'm putting up today a picture of me. Actually, what I actually look like, hitting a ball, smashing the freaking ball. And you'll see quite. I wouldn't say slim. I wouldn't say slim, but not bad. But the ball does go far. I would say it goes about 9 times farther than Biden can hit it. 9. That's right. Asterisk, well, you know, and in that case, you've got my vote if you can hit a ball 9 times farther. And what picture is he even talking about? This is one of those things where he's pissed off about something nobody else even knows about. So then we look it up and now we know about it, but I still don't know which picture it is. Is it this picture of him? Is it this one? Is it this one? There are so many. I don't know which fatty shack I'm not supposed to look at. Asterisk, and by the way, that not bad picture of him smashing a ball, the one he said he was going to post, he never posted it. Somehow he wasn't able to locate that one. Asterisk, as the Taco Man saga spun out of control, Trump's psychological unraveling became the real headline. He wasn't just reacting, he was deteriorating in real time. Every Jimmy joke exposed not just his ego, but his weakness. And the more he tried to bury it, the more it buried him. Asterisk while the world watched leaders solve real crises, Trump was stuck reposting old jokes and Googling Ivanka in a bikini. He wasn't leading, he was spiraling. Even his own allies started backing away, whispering that the emperor had no clothes, only memes, and the scary part, he still thinks he can win again. He's not just haunted by parody, he's defined by it. Because once your name becomes a national punchline, the damage isn't just political, it's permanent. Asterisk even Trump's attempts to clap back turned into disasters. He tried mocking Jimmy on Truth Social, calling him washed up and unfunny. But the post itself read like a cry for help. I guess he hits me all the time, so I figured I'd hit him. That's not strategy. That's insecurity with a megaphone. Asterisk and while Trump sulked online, Jimmy didn't say a word, he just smiled, because sometimes silence hits harder than a scream. The former president once feared, once revered had become the background noise. Asterisk.